Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is able to hear me and everyone is able to see my screen. If possible, can someone please confirm if you're able to hear me clearly and able to see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir, it
Yes,
is
sir.
audible and clear.
Thank you, guys. So far what we discussed in the last couple of classes is we started the discussion of the web application architecture overview, right? We started from HTML and slowly we went to JavaScript like a client-side architecture. Then we slowly went to jQuery, the advanced JavaScript. Then we saw the limitations of jQuery, like event-driven architecture. And then we went to Agile, we went to AngularJS and we wrote a code between jQuery as well as AngularJS. We wrote a code just to explain or summarize event-driven architecture to AngularJS. Like Angular is completely taking care of page processing. It has its own ng app, ng model, ng bind. Complete page processing is going to happen through Angular. There is no event-driven architecture. And we went to AngularJS limitations. The main limitation is state management. Developer need to write a code whenever you want to maintain the state. State means what? I did a change in one page. Like I added a product in the cart. I added a product in the cart. Automatically, cart component should be impacted. Discount component should be impacted, as well as payment component should be impacted. So developer need to write a lot of code in handling that state management. And completely it is developed using JavaScript framework, and browser compatibility issues are coming here. And mobile support is not there for those devices, and page performance is very, very, very slow. So those are the limitations of AngularJS. Immediately after AngularJS came into, AngularJS is outdated. The first Google product, which is outdated with a very quick time, that is AngularJS, and completely outdated, which is introducing a new framework called as Ajax, which is called as a asynchronous JavaScript execution. Asynchronous JavaScript execution, which is, it is completely the logic of Ajax is, we are going to construct the page, static content as well as dynamic content, guys. We are going to construct the page with a static content as well as dynamic content. Am I right? So just like political news page or cricket page or any other web page is concerned, 80% of the page is static, 20% of the page is dynamic, right? In that case, what exactly we are going to have? In that case, what exactly we are going to have? Guys, everyone should maintain a minimum discipline in online class, making sure that don't disturbing the class. So I unmuted everyone, guys. Okay, just like I muted everyone. Sorry, I muted everyone. And after I gone through that, if the time comes, I'll mute yourself. Okay, right. So in case of Ajax, guys, where we are going to divide the page into separate sections, static content as well as dynamic content. And static content only comes from the server side, only one time. And the response will be cached, so that 80% of the information will not be asked from the server. It will be retrieved from the client browser itself, or client memory itself. It is going to be retrieved. For example, you see here ndtv.com, political news, movie news, sports news, business news, festival news. Like these 10 div tags are there. First time these 10 div tags are parallelly getting the data from server, and it will not wait for the entire page to be completed. It is going to wait for at least few div tags are populated so that it will bring the page, immediately bring the page. Hey customer, while you watch this, in the background, let me get the other information. Asynchronously getting the information. We will not wait for the entire page to be completed. We will not wait for the entire page to be displayed on the browser. Something like YouTube. Whenever we are watching a movie, 3 hours movie, we will not wait entire 3 hours movie is downloaded to my client. What exactly is going to happen? It will wait for 2 minutes, 3 minutes download portion. Within 1 minute, my content will come to the browser. And while I watch the 1 minute, and in the background, next 5 minutes will be downloaded. So partially getting the data from server to client, and this is a concept of Ajax here. Okay, Ajax is a beautiful concept, guys, which is completely changed the web application life cycle, so that maximum problems of web application. What is the problem here? Every request should be submitted by the server. Server should be overloaded. But here, we'll go to server only whenever there is a change in information. When any latest news comes, any cricket score is changed, any stock market information is changed, something like that. If a dynamic information is only for Ajax and remaining information comes from the client browser or a client memory management. So this is what the concept of Ajax here. This is what so far in my all 4 demo classes, guys. Total 3 or 4 demo classes I have taken. This is the gist of it, of all the demo classes. Today, my agenda is what are the limitations of Ajax? Then introduction of single page application, right? Then we'll slowly come to the TypeScript and all those things. So this is what I have till now, whatever I covered so far in the last demo classes. Okay, right. Maybe I'll take 5 minutes on the question and answers, guys. I'll take 5 minutes on the questions point of view. If you have any questions, please let me know, guys. Otherwise, I'll proceed further. So only I'm giving an option. Please questions to relatively what I teach. Okay, so that it will be very, very good, interesting, guys. As of now, any questions from anyone? I unmuted everyone, guys. You can unmute yourself and you can ask the question, guys. As of now, anyone, any questions from so far? Okay. Sir, anyone, any questions, guys, so far, guys?
Sir, this Angular is different from Angular JS, right, sir?
Exactly. Good question. Angular JS is completely outdated, sir.
Okay.
Now Angular is replacing Angular JS. The first Google product came into IT world is Angular JS, but it is completely outdated because of state management and other concerns, right? Now Angular is created on top of Angular JS. And generally, right, sir, any Google product, right, till now, first version is released. Second version is also will release, but they will not stop the first version. First version plus some add-on, that is second version. Second version plus add-on, that is third version. Third version plus add-on, fourth version. Fourth version plus add-on, that is fifth version. But this is the first product which is Angular JS. I mean Angular. They removed the complete Angular JS, guys. Complete Angular JS is removed. And they created Angular with a new infrastructure, new architecture, new design, everything. Whatever you learned in Angular JS, nowhere useful. Okay? Right. I hope it's clear. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Fine. Yeah. Right, guys. Now we are going to discuss further, guys.
Sir, sorry for disturbance. Did we going to cover Angular end-to-end topics or only whatever the topics are important?
I have given a clear course content, sir. please go through the course content which is available in Ashok IT website. We are going to cover as per the course content. Okay. There is no concept called as important and there is no concept called as not important. Okay. Which are really important as part of learning Angular, I'm going to cover, and practical implementation in a project session you will going to get. Okay. Right.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, sir. Now I'll stop the questions, guys, because I want to teach something. Okay. And I'm giving unmute. I'm removing the mute option to everyone, guys, just to make sure that no disturbance. Okay. But in the mean, if anyone has any questions, you can put in the chat window, guys. I'll unmute based on that, or else I can, okay, just to make sure that efficient class, right? Right here. Now, by default, disadvantages of AngularJS. This is what I'm going to discuss here. Okay, sir? Disadvantages of AngularJS. Limitations of AngularJS. I'm sorry. Ajax. Limitations of Ajax. Sir, nowadays, if you see any website, maximum websites are totally having dynamic content, guys. What do you mean by dynamic content? Sir, for example, sir, okay, I opened YouTube page. Okay, sir, I opened a YouTube page. At the same time, Abhijit also opened a YouTube page. And Dilip is also opened a YouTube page. Okay, sir. Mr. Vijay opened a YouTube page. Abhinav opened a YouTube page. And Dilip opened YouTube page. Am I right? Sir, are these three persons will get the same page, guys? The output of three. When Vijay opened YouTube page, when Abhinav opened YouTube page, and Dilip opened YouTube page, are they going to get the same page? No, right, guys? Why? Because YouTube is having a user experience point of view. User experience point of view, they did some things, guys, here. As part of user experience point of view, whatever Mr. Vijay visited last time, for example, Vijay visited last time cricket match, just like he saw cricket match, right? Now, next time when Vijay is logged in, it will pre-populate entire cricket related videos. It's a user experience point of view. Based on the previous browsing history, it is going to match the same information. It's going to match the same information. Abhinav, last time he watched a movie, some Kalki movie, he watched it. Now, whenever Abhinav opened again YouTube, all movie content related to Kalki hero, Kalki heroine, Kalki director, related to that area, videos will be opened. For example, Dilip opened YouTube with Spring Boot and Angular, a video. And whenever Dilip opens, all the technical related information will be pre-populated. So, what is I'm trying to say, guys, here? when 3 persons are opened YouTube, okay, all 3 people cannot see the same page again and again and again. I mean, they will see all 3 different pages. Sir, is it only for YouTube, guys? No. For example, let me open Amazon. Let me open Amazon, guys. Sir, if Vijay opens Amazon page, can same Amazon page will come? No, right? Whatever previously, which products I browsed, for example, I plan to purchase a mobile. Next time, whenever I'll visit the page, next time, whenever I visit the page here, okay, next time, whenever I do that, actually, right, guys? So, only mobile related products are going to come here. Only mobile related products are going to come here, right? For example, I opened a stock market page here. I opened a stock market page over here. Sir, whatever the page I see just now, after 5 minutes, can I see the same page? For example, you saw, right? money.rediff.com. I have a web page called as Rediff Money. Sir, do you see the same page after some time? Everything is dynamic, right, guys? Every second changes will happen, right, guys? So, nowadays, maximum websites are having dynamic content, guys. Maximum web pages are containing dynamic page, guys. Yes or no, guys? So, whenever we are displaying a dynamic content, again, I don't have a static versus dynamic, right, guys? Here now, I don't have a static versus dynamic, right, guys? Now, yes or no? We don't have any concept called as a static versus dynamic now. Everything is dynamic. Now, everything, I need to go to server. I need to get the page here. If it's a client side means, yes, 80% of the page I load from the client, that 20% only I'll get from server. But if everything is dynamic, can I use Ajax, guys? There is no use, right, guys? If my entire page is dynamic, can I use the Ajax, guys? No use at all. Yes, Ajax will very, very useful, guys. Whenever your page is having 80% of the page is static content, okay? %80 of the page is static content and remaining page is about dynamic content, guys. Here. So, but if you are having a good, if you are having a concept called as, am I right, guys? If you are having complete page is dynamic content, Ajax is nowhere useful. But if you see any website nowadays, maximum things are dynamic contents only. Maximum things are dynamic content only. Any page you see, maximum things are dynamic content. They are having a good user experience point of view. They will design the page with a good user experience point of view. Just like end user should see that the page is designed for themselves here. Okay. So that is the purpose here, where Ajax is also, when entire things are dynamic, right, guys? every request need to go to server, right? When every request is need to go to server and entire information is given back to server. Entire information is given back to server, right? So, which is, and no, I mean, generally we don't have any issues, right? Here, when entire page is dynamic, we have a problem only, right? Here, guys. So that is how, again, it is came back to the things over here. That's why we are going to discuss for next topic. Okay. What are the limitations of Ajax, guys? The limitations of Ajax is, if the entire page is dynamic page, if the entire page is dynamic page and every request need to traverse through server and DOM parsing should happen. Whatever I told in the initial days, right? DOM parsing should happen for every request and server will be overloaded. Okay. Unlike if 80% of the page is static, 80% of page is a static. If 80, unlike if 80% of the page is static, only server is involved for 20%. Then there is no issue. Then Ajax will best fit for this kind of web application. For this kind of web application, Ajax is going to be best fit. Right? But if entire content is dynamic, every request need to reach to server, then that is not going to be help us. Correct, right? That's why immediately some frameworks came, guys, to remove the limitations of Ajax. GWT, any idea? GWT means Google Web Toolkit, comma, Marionette, comma, Backbone, EXJS. All these came, guys. All these came, guys. What is the purpose of this, guys? To remove the or to support dynamic content from the server side. Okay? But they are not up to the mark. They are not up to the expected mark here. What they have done, they thought of creating server side code to client side. Server side code to client side, where page processing should happen at client side itself rather than server side. But they were not able to achieve. They were unable to achieve good architecture on this line. Good architecture on this design. Okay, sir? So GWT, Marionette, Backbone, and EXJS. They thought of supporting dynamic content, guys. But instead of server side, it is having to have a client side, guys. It is instead of server side, it is going to have client side, guys. Am I right? Now, by default, sir, what is the intention here, guys? What exactly the intention here is our entire architecture, if it is developed on client side, okay, if it is developed on client side, that is typically server impact will not be there here. Typically server impact will typically will not be available here, right? So by default, what I am trying to say is this GWT, Marinate, Backbone, EXJS, all these are typically to have this kind of architecture, guys. To have this kind of architecture, guys. Okay. Immediately, this all things are gone. Now a new framework again Google created, which is called as single page application architecture. Single page application architecture, guys. Okay, guys? Everyone is clear, right? Now I am going to focus on single page architecture. Just now I explained here limitations of Ajax and limitations of how the limitations are resolved and what is the purpose of GWT and all those things. So any question, guys, so far? As of now, any questions? You can unmute yourself, guys. As of now, any questions here? Anyone?
No, sir.
Everyone is clear, guys, so far, guys?
Sir, could you please little bit explain, sir, what is the limitation of Ajax, sir? I joined little bit late, sir.
Sir, Gunjan Kumar, next time onwards, please join at right time. These demo sessions, I'm okay, sir. No issues at all for me, okay? These demo sessions, I can explain.
Okay.
But once regular classes start, I join late, I have some issue. These things are not acceptable. Just like I'm little bit aggressive, but at the same time, I'm very, very cooperative to the participants who are really want to learn the course. Okay? In the demo sessions, I'm completely agree. No issues at all. But in the real classes, this is not encourageable. Right? I'm not going to encourage those things in real classes start. Please don't mind. These, if at all, if 100 people are there, if people continuously, sir, I joined just now. Can you teach me again? At 7:50, if someone joins, that is not right fact. Okay? Demo sessions, I always encourage. Okay? Right. Let me repeat here, guys. The drawback of Ajax is if the entire page is dynamic content, like YouTube, whatever I opened YouTube versus whatever I opened YouTube, everything will be different here, right? So entire page is dynamic content. When the entire page is dynamic content, Ajax will not be useful at all. Ajax is not going to be useful at all because Ajax is best fit for where Ajax is going to best fit for 80% of the page is static and 20% of the things are dynamic. So that only 20% information will go to server, then there is no impact at all here. So that's why. But if the entire page is really, really dynamic, then it is not going to be useful, guys. Okay? That's why a new framework called GWT, Marinate, Backbone, they came into picture. They thought of creating server-side code on the client side, but they were not able to achieve that actually. They are not able to achieve that. Okay? So this is the point there where I am going to explain a new architecture like single page application architecture is introduced for that actual. Okay? Right. So far. Any other question from so far? Anyone, guys? Yeah.
Thank
you. Yeah. Thank you. Right. Now, what I am trying to say is to save some time, guys, I don't want to draw the diagram, guys, here. To save some time, I don't want to draw diagram here. So I'm going to draw the things here. From the previous demo sessions, whatever I explained, just I'm going to copy paste those, guys. I'm going to just like, now this is a very, very beautiful architecture, guys. You need to understand this architecture. Right? Okay. Sir, single page application architecture. The main guideline is, okay, sir. The main guideline, single page. What is single page? Only one page, right, guys? Single page means what? Only a single page, right? So the first principle is in SPA, single page application architecture. In SPA, server will send only a single page like index.html. In single page application architecture, server will send only a single page like index.html from to client. To client. Along with index.html, it will download a JS file. It will download the JS content. It will download the JS content related to the web page, dynamic web page, and DOM will execute this JS content on a client side, and page will be rendered or displayed, and page will be displayed here. Okay, sir, what is the architecture, guys? Sir, every request no need to go to server, sir. By default, every request no need to go to server at all. What is it? It is going to do that actually? Only one page, guys, like index.html. That is a single page, guys. That will be downloaded from server to client, guys. That will be downloaded from server to client. Along with that, along with index.html, for example, I am opening, now I am going to, along with the, single page, along with the index.html, it will download whatever section you are loading, that JS file will be downloaded to the browser. And browser will execute the JS and it renders the page. For example, sir, okay, I am launching a page, www.hdfcbank.com, sir. www.hdfcbank.com. Sir, HDFC Bank, lot of features it is having, right, sir? Customer, accounts, loans, card. In account, savings account, current account, FD account, joint account. In loans, personal loan, home loan, mortgage loan, car loan, gold loan. Right? So, by default, this is the page I'm looking here. Something like I'm looking for a page here. For example, I'm opening a savings page. My savings page will be different to your savings page, right? My current account page will be different to your current account page. and my home loan will be different. So completely HDFC Bank will be dynamical page over here. Okay. So now how the page is going to come? It will not go to every time HDFC server guide. It's not going to navigate to every time HDFC page. HDFC server is not going to do that. What it is going to do, that is, whenever I am asking savings page, assuming that, okay, ideally who will give the savings page? HDFC server will give the savings page. In previous architecture, what is going to happen, guys? In previous architecture, what is going to happen? I'll explain that.
Static.
Every time request will be submitted to server. Server is going to create the page by talking to front end, by talking to business logic, by talking to database. Entire page is processed at a core layer or a code layer. Entire page will be processed at core layer or code layer, and that will be given to web server, and that is given for top. Every request will be submitted to server, and server is going to take care of page processing. Server is going to take care of page processing, guys. Every request will be submitted to server. Server is going to take care of page processing. For example, there is no single application, guys, here. If I'm looking for savings page, savings.html or savings.js. If I'm looking for home loan, homeloan.js or homeloan.jsp. If I'm looking for some kind of page, so it is going to do that kind of thing. Okay. So by default, sir, every request will be submitted to server, and server is going to take care of the processing. And finally, the JSP will be displayed here. And finally, JSP will be displayed over here. Okay. So what is the in legacy application? What is the architecture, guys? Every request will be submitted to server, and server is going to process that. That is the architecture. But whereas in case of single page application architecture, we don't get a page here. What happens here? Only single page will be downloaded, that is index.html, which is common. And a JS file will come from the server. Server will give the predefined JS file. Server is going to give the predefined JS file here. Now, what is going to happen here, guys? Whenever I am asking for savings account, we have a Node.js or a server, and internally, this is the core layer, guys, here. Every functionality is a microservice or a individual component. Accounts is one service. Loans is another service. Card is another service. Customer is another service. Okay? Which we call it as a module. Our application is having how many features? That many modules it is going to have, guys. How many applications we are going to have? That many modules we are going to have, guys. Okay? Which is containing completely 3 sections, guys. Every module contains 3 sections: UI layer, CSS layer, and the business logic layer, guys. UI layer, CSS layer, and the business logic layer, guys. For example, whenever I'm talking, okay, savings account HTML page, savings account CSS, and savings account business logic over here, right? So where we are going to have savings account related section, savings account, current account, as well as those things here. Typically, it is going to take care of that, so that whenever I'm accessing savings page, what happens here? UI section of savings page, CSS section of savings page, business logic section of savings page. All these 3 merged into one JS file. And the JS file will be rendered to browser. And browser will execute the JS file. And page will be displayed with that execution of JS. Okay? For example, I'm looking for home loan. So that home loan related HTML file, home loan related CSS file, home loan related business logic file, which is going to render, the JS file will be rendered from client side, server side to client side, and on a browser, it will execute the home loan.js. Okay? So that what happens here? Server will give only a page, a JS file it will give. Server will only give a JS file. That is also pre-compiled JS file. And server will not do anything here. And execution starts at client side, guys. Complete execution starts at client side. Right? For
Sir,
example,
what is the Node.js here, sir? The Node.js has been crossed.
I'll explain.
Okay.
Just wait for some time. I'll explain all those things. I'm going to explain. Okay. So by default, what is the intention here? Sir, I'm looking some information. Okay. I'm looking for information where server is not going to give the complete page. Server will give a JS file, and the JS file will be executed on the browser. JS file will be executed on the browser. For example, a simple example I can tell you, sir. A simple example I can tell you, sir. Right? The example is, for example, sir, in real time, 1,000 HDFC customers, they want to withdraw money. 1 lakh, not 1,000, 1 lakh persons, they want to withdraw money. Is it not a possible scenario? For one day, not even 1 lakh, 10 lakhs I can think of. Today, HDFC Bank in Hyderabad location, 10 lakh people want to withdraw money per day. Is it not possible case? It is possible, right? One day, 10 lakh people can withdraw money from across Hyderabad, right, guys? It's easily possible. Assuming that I don't have ATM mission, can I achieve that? Can I achieve the use case if I don't have ATM mission, where everyone should go to bank? Can I achieve that scenario? Highly impossible, right, guys?
No.
Now, ATM is a client-side architecture, guys. Our ATM is a JavaScript file, something like you can think of. What ATM is going to have? A UI layer, CSS style, and some business logic. What is it I'm going to have, sir? 10 lakh people, they don't want to go to bank, right? Almost all In Hyderabad city, minimum I have 50,000 ATM machines. 50,000 is there. Under each ATM machine, 200 people. 50,000 into 200 or 2,010 lakhs. Right? Now, what is my architecture, guys? When I keep my ATM card, does it go to HDFC server? No. No, right? After I keep my ATM card, ATM machine scans my ATM card. Scanning portion, it will not go to server. Sir, scanning the ATM card doesn't go to server. Right? After that, I will give my PIN number. And I want to withdraw money. Right? For example, sir, I want to withdraw money and I'm having a PIN number. Only one time the request ATM will talk to server. This guy, Vijay, his ATM card number is 123 and his PIN number is 1234. He want to withdraw 5,000. It will ask for a confirmation from HDFC server. It will ask a confirmation from HDFC server. Once a server call will be made. Okay? So HDFC server is not involved in scanning the ATM card, in taking the instructions from you want to withdraw 5,000. In taking the instruction, it is not involved. Only before giving the money, it will call the ATM. ATM machine will call the server. And one server confirms, HDFC server confirms, yes, you can give. Vijay has money. Then ATM machine only will count that money. And it will give. Once he has successfully taken the money, it will give a call to server. Hey, I have successfully given 5,000 to Mr. Vijay. You take care. So 2 calls only I am making from ATM machine. One is for validation. One is for transaction call. And remaining cases, HDFC server is not involved. Correct, right? So what is going to happen, guys, here? I have a JS page that will download it from server. And it is going to execute on the browser. And whenever it requires information, that time it will go to backend. I'll explain the backend, all those things here. Okay. Now, what is Node.js here? Server. Node.js is a server, guys. We don't want IAS, Tomcat, JBoss, all those things we don't require. Node.js is server. What it does here? Which page I want to access and which JS file it should give. Savings account, savings.js. Home loan, homeloan.js. So entire request and response that will be handled through Node.js, that's a server here. And accounts is one backend call, loans is another backend, cards, and these are backends. It can be Java, it can be Spring Boot, it can be .NET, it can be PHP, it can be Python. I don't care. Right? My UI section will contain what? 3 components: HTML section, CSS section, business logic section. Now these are what here? ATM UI, ATM style sheets. ATM will have business logic, right? Validating the script, validating ATM card, counting the money, making a server call. All these are ATM machine will do that, right? That kind of business logic is. So only when server is really required, at that time server call will happen. Otherwise, server call is not going to happen. So this is the single page application architecture. What happens here? Only index.html file will come here. Along with that, what page you are looking, that JS file comes. Index.html will execute the JS file and render the page. Server will not involved here. Server will only give the JS file. Browser will execute the JS file and it renders the page, guys. completely a different architecture of single page application. Okay. Whereas in legacy application, every page will be submitted to server. Server will process that. Finally, it will give the HTML content. Server is responsible for generating the HTML content. But in single page application, server is only responsible giving a JS file. Browser will execute the JS file. For example, sir, I am looking for a home loan page. It is taking 1 minute. Right, sir? 1 minute. If 1,000 persons are calling home loan page, 1,000 into 1 minute, server will be busy, sir. Right? Now, giving JS file, only 1 second. So that 1 lakh people, they can ask, 1 lakh JS files can come to browser and client will execute that. Server will never come into picture here. That's why server will take more and more and more and more. That is how single page application architecture is going to process here. Just I have explained only high level, sir, but I'll explain clearly in tomorrow's 15 to 20 minutes. I'll explain tomorrow some more detailed. What is this backend? What is this service? I'll explain some more things here. Okay. And we'll start immediately TypeScript, guys. Mostly tomorrow is the last class for demo because I missed 2 classes in the last week. That's why demo sessions are extended till tomorrow. Wednesday onwards, real classes will start, guys. Tomorrow, my agenda is I'll explain some more things on the single page architecture practically. And then I'll explain the Angular and React differences. Then on Wednesday, we are going to start Angular, we are going to start with the TypeScript. That is what the agenda I have here. Okay, guys? Right? If any questions are there, guys? Rendering the page means displaying the page, sir. Rendering means what? Displaying, Mr. Varun. Okay? Right. Yeah, if any questions are there, guys, maybe I'll take tomorrow, guys. Because I have 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10. 3 classes are back to back. Once my demo classes are over, real classes start.
Sir, I'm not able
going
to.
Sir, once the demo classes are over, once the real classes will start, we are going to start at sharp 8 o'clock. Okay? Just like demo sessions, I'm a little bit joining late, but I'm waiting for the folks here. Once my demo classes are over, real classes started, it is going. Okay? And next point is, once demos are over, then only I'm going to share my content. Till now, I have not given any content information to anyone. And YouTube links, if you miss anything, please get in touch with Ashok IT admin and they will give you. Okay? Till now, I have not shared any material to anyone. Once my demo class are over, once my real classes start, that time I will create a Google Classroom and I'll share whatever I teach so far. Mostly Wednesday I'm going to take them. And if you miss any of the YouTube sessions, please get in touch with admin or else you will get to your email. If you are not getting, get in touch with Ashok IT admin. Tomorrow I will share all YouTube links which are shared to that. Okay? This is for Ajay for today, guys. Thanks everyone for guys. And we'll see on tomorrow. Thank you everyone. Have a great day. Thank you all.